we are ready for some lunch action. We got lunch with Chef Cindy. We're going to be steaming away today.
Well, hello. So today is one of the easiest days, I think, for cooking. Steaming goes really quick. When I come home and I'm just like, oh, so tired. I want to get my meal out real quick. I want something simple. Usually I do tofu. I steam tofu or fish, and then I put veggies on the top, and it just goes real quick. I throw a little I like to use the liquid aminos, all-purpose Bragg's, or Tamara. Tamari is real good, and also soy-free, no soy sauce. Soy sauce, that's kind of like, yeah. Anyway, I've got this organic, high-protein tofu right here. I've got some baby zucchinis that I got from my garden. I've got some snap peas, and I have some Swiss chard. What I'm going to do here is I've got some spaghetti squash, and I'm going to steam this spaghetti squash, and I'm going to do it for tomorrow. So I'm going to stick it in here, and I got this great bamboo steamer. I've had this for years. I love this bamboo steamer, and I have this nice pot that fits it right into here, and I've got the water boiling. So I'm going to stick it, put it in here. I'm going to take my spaghetti squash and cut it into smaller pieces like this so it steams quicker. My grandson loves to put tomato sauce on this and eat it with salmon. But I am going to, since tomorrow we're going to be sauteing those wonderful tomatoes that I chopped up, I'm going to saute those off and put them over the spaghetti squash tomorrow. But I'm going to prep it up today because it does take a little bit of time. Plus, I think my grandson's going to eat this tonight. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. And then I'm going to put this right on the top. So it kind of fits together here, and I hear it steaming. So I'm going to take my zucchinis now. I'm going to cut off a little bit top and bottom. You see I'm using my chef knife today, and I hold my chef knife like this so I can have more control, and I'm always making sure that I protect my fingers. So I'm holding it back, my fingers, and I'm going to show you how to chop this in just a minute. Once you cut your finger, you're out of the game. That's what I tell the kids at school all the time. So I'm going to go like this and just cut them at an angle. You can cut them any way you want. I like to cut them at an angle like this. Always protecting my fingers, holding my knife. With not my finger on top, always holding it like that. Okay, I'm going to put this in here like this. I'm going to put that around. I'm going to put that on the top for a minute. Then I'm going to take my tofu. Sometimes I grill my tofu. Sometimes I steam it. Sometimes I saute it. I marinate it and saute it. The great thing about tofu is that it picks up all the flavors of whatever it really has no flavor to it. It picks up the flavors of the things around it. So I'm going to pop my tofu in here. And in about 8 minutes, everything is going to be ready. Stick the tofu in here. Steam it up good. These zucchini, I love to just put my salt over here. I just put a little bit of salt right on the top. Zucchinis fresh from the garden have such a nice sweetness to it. So sometimes I'll take onions and garlic and tomatoes and zucchini and saute that all off together. Probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. And I will make turkey meatballs, and then we'll serve that sauce with the tomatoes and zucchini and onion and fresh basil. And I'll put that right over the spaghetti squash. It will be delicious. I'm going to let this steam for about 6 to 8 minutes. Then I'm going to throw some of these snap peas on the top, and then I'm going to put my Swiss chard. So I'm going to put my, take this, and I just stick this right on top. Get a whole hodgepodge of steamed veggies. Now, when we were talking yesterday about the 6 essential nutrients, we were talking about where you get all your vitamins and minerals from. For me, I get all my vitamins and minerals from the foods that I eat. I don't take a supplement. I'm not too worried about keeping myself healthy. If I eat things that are healthy, that are grown locally, I know that I'm picking up all of the good vitamins and minerals that are there. I've been riding my bike a lot, and so I've been feeling a little bit hungry, and I can see, I can see when I'm watching myself with you on the camera here that my face has gotten a little thin, and I go, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And it's not that I need to increase the bulk. I eat a lot of bulky food. What I want to do is I want to increase my fat. Fat is a condensed source of energy. So instead of, oh, I'll add an apple or add another piece of, add more veggies or more protein, I added a fat. So what I did is I added the flaxseed, a tablespoon of flaxseed to my breakfast, and I just put it right into my yogurt. And that's a really healthy fat. And fat is a condensed source of energy. It has twice the amount of calories. So I don't want more bulk, but what I want is more energy. So condensed source of energy comes from fat. So the first thing that, when I was dieting, all the years that I used to diet, it was cut fat out. And then I didn't have any energy. So when I need more energy, or if I feel like I'm getting a little thin, what I do is I add a fat. Add another tablespoon of olive oil to my dinner, or add something at my breakfast. And that way it kind of evens out. I get my energy back, and it makes me feel really good. One of the things with eating for me is I like to eat large quantities, and then I would feel overfull, and because I was trying to look for that energy part. So it's been interesting to learn about the 6 essential nutrients and how I can give my body what I need, which is why I encourage you, go online, look them up, read each of the 6 essential nutrients, look at the functions that they have. What are carbohydrates? What do they do for your body? When I teach this in school, carbohydrates are the body's best source of energy. Proteins are what builds muscle and helps with your immune system. And I'm going to be saying this over and over again for these 5 days, because I want you to understand you're the one in control on how you feel. And if you understand about food and its impact on you and how you feel and how you respond, and if you're tired or if fatigued or spaced out, take a look at your food. Take a look and see that you're eating the right amount of carbohydrates, that you have enough fat in your body so that you're absorbing the vitamins and the minerals that you need to do, and it's breaking it down. And then another thing, especially if you're over the age of 50, and it's really for everybody, make sure that you're drinking enough water, because sometimes you may feel spaced out, or you may feel tired, and it could just be that you don't have enough water. And over 50, you start to lose the ability to recognize when you're thirsty. And a lot of times I won't even know I'm thirsty. What I'll be feeling is either fatigued, or I'll be feeling kind of like dizzy. So not really dizzy, just kind of not all here. So I have to remember to make sure that I drink enough water. They call water the forgotten nutrient because it's so vital. Water is in everything. If you're eating a lot of produce and you're eating if you're eating a lot of produce, fruits, and veggies, 60–80% of what's inside of the fruits and veggies is water. So you're getting a little bit of hydration from there, but then we need to do our part. So every time when I sit down for a meal, I have at least 2 8-ounce servings of water with each of the meal. It helps with your digestion. And I know over the years they said, oh, you shouldn't drink with your meal. It dilutes everything. It doesn't dilute. It helps with digestion. So when you sit down to eat, make sure you have a nice glass of water or some kind of herbal tea or just warm. I just do warm water. I really enjoy drinking warm water, especially during the winter time when I'm feeling cold. I like to drink warm water. So I'm going to check this out and see how we're doing here. Oh my goodness. It looks, zucchini is almost done. I'm going to throw these greens on the top. So I'm going green today. We're getting green today. It's going to be so awesome. And this is really, so on the bottom here, I've got my, my spaghetti squash, and that is going to have a little bit of a sweeter, it's called a starchy veggie. It's going to have a little bit of sweeter flavor to it, especially when it's seasonal, when it's in season and you're getting it. I'm going to show you this. We just picked these from our garden, and these are butternut squash. And I have about at least 15 of them that I harvested. These are gonna last till Thanksgiving. I mean, they can last till Thanksgiving or Christmas. They won't, because Rose and I eat everything. We eat 3 pounds, almost 3 pounds of veggies every day. But we're gonna be roasting off butternut squash for you this week. And we've got, oh my God, Rose found a wonderful recipe that's got Greek yogurt, equal amounts of Greek yogurt and some Parmesan cheese, and you mix that up together and you spread that. You roast your butternut squash till it's almost done. Then you spread that over the top, and then you put it in a real high heat oven, and it kind of bubbles up, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So I think we're almost done here. Awesome. I'm going to turn this down now. Now we're going to go over to, I picked these lemon cucumbers from my garden, and I'm going to ask Rose to get me lettuce and those tomatoes from yesterday, Rose, and then I'm going to wash these. Okay. All right. So on the outside of these lemon cucumbers, they've got these little stickies, but that's really important for when it's growing in your garden, because it kept the squirrels and whatever gets into my garden, my netted garden, from eating them, because they don't like the stickies. In fact, I have to make a kind of spray for my garden because other things want to eat it. And what really upsets me is those animals get in there, and it's not like they eat the whole tomato or they eat the whole zucchini. They just take a bite or two. And it's like, really? And they wait just till it's almost perfectly ripe, and then they take a bite or two. And I'm like, gosh. So friend of mine, Farmer Sean, he said, what you do is you take like a vegetable oil, and then you take cayenne and you heat that up, cayenne and vegetable oil, put it in a bottle, and you spray it on the plants. And they do not like the taste of cayenne pepper. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be heating up some oil, putting the cayenne pepper in there, making my little witch's brew to take out there, because I can rinse it off and I don't mind the flavor of that. But the animals don't like that. So remember, I had these tomatoes from yesterday, and they're still good. I used them last night. Tomorrow, I'm going to saute these up, though. So I've got a lot of good herbs that I'm going to throw in here. I've got some fresh basil. I'm going to put some little onion and garlic, and then I'm going to make myself a nice turkey meatballs, and we'll have that over the spaghetti squash tomorrow. So I'm going to cut just a very little bit of off from these ends of the cucumbers. And again, I like to cut, and these are just, I don't know if you can see how beautiful they are. If you've ever had lemon cucumbers, they're so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of do a rough cut here. has been so fun coming out to cook with you guys. It keeps me on track. Yesterday, oh my gosh, I think I'd gone for a long walk in the morning. And when I came back, I had a meeting. That's what it was, because I got to go back to school and I need to learn how better to teach on the internet with students. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, and it's just stressful just thinking about it. I think it wears me out more than going to play pickleball or going for a long walk. So yesterday I was just kind of just like down. And then I realized that I hadn't drank any water. And I go, oh my gosh, I have to remind everybody. See, I tell people to do that, and then sometimes I forget to do it myself. So when I get stressed out, I tend to forget sometimes to take care of myself. So I want to encourage you, and that's to take care of yourself. Make sure you're paying attention. Thank God I weigh and measure my food, because I would forget to eat, and I would overeat, or I'd snack and think I was hungry. So this is it's a good way to take care of yourself. Learn to take care of yourself. Okay, so this is pretty much all done perfect. Can I have a bowl so I can place this? So I'm going to separate things out for you to see. And then I made a nice pot of brown rice over here. And I'm just going to put this in a bowl. I'm not sure what kind of bowl you want. I'm going to take a big one on the bottom. So we're going to turn this down. I'm going to kind of like take everything and separate it out. These greens are tender. Do you see? I don't know if you can see how vibrantly green they are. And when you steam, if you can see that, how vibrant and green. When you steam your vegetables like this, I can just pull this off. And then I want to continue to do the butternut the spaghetti squash. So steaming is going to be your most, for holding in nutrients and vitamins, steaming is the best. You will not, it'll still weigh what it weighed before I put it in here, because nothing evaporates from it. This tofu is perfect. I'm going to set this to the side. Now you can have a little broth, chicken broth, if you wanted to throw this into like a miso soup. This would be great, because all your tofu and veggies and everything is separate. And I like to separate that out. So James likes to eat miso soup. So this would be perfect for him.
Yeah, that's what he's having for lunch today.
Yes, that's why I just kind of made a Maj Podge here. But you can see that everything cooks in these zucchini. Oh my gosh, I'm going to watch this knife. It just goes in there so soft. But it's got a little bit of crunch, but not much. And look at these pea pods, are just perfect. Okay. So if you want something quick, so I'm going to separate this all out, and then I'm going to do the same. So when we sit down to eat, Rose and I, we'll take the things that we like, and we'll be able to have a nice little lunch together. So we're going to lift this up. A little bit of tofu. So this was a pound of tofu. It was £1.5 pounds of veggies. So this is all ready. I'm going to put this over here so that we can eat this.
Wonderful.
I've got my rice cooker with my pot of brown rice next to it. It's all ready to go. So there's lunch. This is for tomorrow. I'm going to put a salad bar together for us so that Rose and I can pick out what we want in our salad. So I've got my chopped up cucumber, fresh cucumber. I've got some snap peas. I got my tomatoes. I've got some lettuce. My baby lettuce, spring leaf right here. I'm going to put it right here to the side. Okay, Rose, how's that? Put these things away. bring everything over for you to see. So some of you are doing this together as a team. I see two of you sitting there. I can't see who it is exactly. Who is that? Who's
Leslie and Janice.
Oh, Leslie and Janice.
The pictures are so small.
They're so small. I'm going, who is that? Leslie and Janice. So, girls, you guys can cook together. You're going to put together your food like this, side by side, and your little rice. And I think I'm having a pear, and Rose is having, and this is our lunch for today. Oh my gosh, is that like so quick?
Yeah.
And then we're also prepped up a little bit for tomorrow. So my tomatoes are already chopped, my spaghetti squash, I'm gonna make my little meatballs, saute them off. I'm gonna make a little sauce. We're gonna put the spaghetti squash down, put the veggies sauteed in there with it. It'll be amazing.
What's still in there? That's the spaghetti squash.
This is
it takes a little longer.
It takes a little longer. I think it's almost done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
A little bit, yeah.
Almost. That's thicker. It's a harder. Your harder veggies are going to take a little bit longer. I could have made those smaller chunks and it would have gone farther, but it would have gone faster. But I'm okay with this sitting here like this, and I'm just going to keep it on low. But we have this wonderful lunch, and again, you can add your sauces if you want, or you can take and put a little sesame oil in the pan, and you can just finish it off real quick with a little sesame oil in there.
Cool.
And that would be nice too.
Fresh, alive, and vibrant. Yeah. Very colorful, simple, clean. I like it.
Exactly. And this is simple. Like I just come home and even if you buy the veggies, like cauliflower and broccoli in the bag with the carrots, you can put that right in there in 8 to 10 minutes and stick some tofu, or you can put a piece of fish on the bottom and have it tiered up, and it'll all be ready at the same time.
Yeah, that fish that you made last time, and was it salmon?
It was salmon, and I
salmon in there. Oh man, that was
okay. That
perfect.
Was so good.
Yeah.
So simple. This is simple. This is holding in all of the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients. Nothing has escaped. So you've got your fresh, you've got your steamed, you've got your whole grain here. This is what these are called. Probiotics or prebiotics, because they feed all that good fauna and flora that's in your intestines, and that's what you want to do. You want to stay healthy and vibrant and alive, and I stay healthy, vibrant, and alive, and I'm just very very excited to be able to bring this to you. Moral issue, and I think I talked about this before. This is biochemistry, and when we're feeding ourselves and we're getting everything we need, every vitamin, every mineral, we're getting the proteins, the right balance of proteins in our body, we're getting the right amount of fats in our body, everything works well. When stress comes from the outside, I'm not stressed from the inside. If I'm stressed from the inside and I'm not eating well and I'm just kind of off, I'm going to respond to the world being off. When you're on your game, when you're feeling really good, you can handle life. So for me, when something is off on my perception, it isn't that there's something wrong with me. There's something that I'm not doing to take care of myself. So I kind of always go, wow, come back to like yesterday. What did I do that made me feel off? And I felt off yesterday, and I had to take a look at, wow, I was not hydrated. I think that I probably need another fat, because I could see that I'm getting a little thin. Staying in touch with your body and the food that you're doing, because this is what gives you your energy, just like your car. Like if you don't check the oil, you don't make sure that the tires are filled, you don't get it tuned up, it will not run the way that you need for it to run. And it'll last a long time if you take good care of it. And that's the same with our body. We'll last a long time if we take really good care of our bodies. So I want to encourage you to keep your finger on the pulse of your body, understand what you need, be in touch with what you're putting into your body, because it's going to reward you by giving you a really good perspective of the world. And that's what I hope to give to you, that you understand that you have the power to feel good and to make your life the way that you want it to be. So eat well, enjoy your meal. We're going to be enjoying our meal today.
Cool.
And we'll see you tomorrow.